I sat there for the 10 minutes that this was going on, I never took my eyes off of David. I knew that if I looked away, I was going to have a problem. I just focused my attention on David. Now, the first question he asked me was the obvious and simple question: so what do you want to talk about? Well, I had volunteered. I hadn't thought about what I wanted to talk about. And I spoke before the filter that I have could jump in front of the computer. You have one of those filters? I do. It doesn't work very often, but I usually have a filter that gets in there and stops me from saying, things that aren't very intelligent. And the filter didn't work, and the first thing that blurted out of my mouth was, my career. And everyone in the room gasped. I mean, they sucked the air right out of the room and right out of the room. Every clergy person would love to talk about their career in front of anyone except the bishop. Now, most of the clergy that know me know that basically I'm marginally insane. And so they figured, all right, go for it. But I realized that my filter didn't work and that I had actually said my career instead of something else. I quickly explained to Dave, I love being a priest, and I believe that I'm called to be a priest. And I believe that I'm called to be in the community where I serve, at St. Augustine's and the St. Bridget's community. I couldn't be in any other place that would make me happier, and I couldn't serve in any place that I believe that God has called me more. And then everyone breathed. I said, however, what I would really love to be able to do is give a couple of the best hours of my week to something that I'm incredibly passionate about other than being a priest, and that is to write. I want to give a couple of my best mornings to writing. I want to feel like I don't have to go into the office. I don't have to be present to something else. But I can give a couple of my best mornings to write. That, my friends, is discernment. Exposing yourself, being vulnerable, being open, being honest to your community, to God, and sometimes even to the bishop. And there you sit, open, unsure, no connection to what you think might be next. Now, fortunately, David was very kind, and he helped me to come to the place where I could make a commitment to give myself permission to focus some of my best hours of the week doing something that I am very passionate about. Now, I think this text in Luke can give us some guidance how to do that kind of discernment without the nausea and the lightheadedness that I experienced. The first thing I think we need to do is allow ourselves to honestly realize that we need a starting point. And that it is the Scriptures that are our story. The Scriptures allow us to be a part of something bigger than ourselves, so that we can connect to a story of the past. And so the Scriptures are something that we need to study so that we can know our story. Now, the thing about the Scriptures, though, it's not the end of the story. We believe in a living God, a dynamic God, a God who cares about what we think and what we believe. And so it's also not the only story that we can engage in. But it is our story. And as our brother Don likes to say, this is my tribe, and this is the story of my tribe. Now, the Bible, the Scripture, is also not a playbook. Now, I know probably at least one of you will watch that game that's on today, whatever that is. And I know that you'll notice, Ari's going to watch it. And I know that you'll notice that all the head coaches have this very sacred-looking card that they have. And sometimes they whisper to the card. They're talking to the card. They know the card is talking back to them. And you see, those head coaches have scripted every play of the first half. They know what the first play and the second play. They know what every play is going to be. And they've already determined it. They've scripted it. But I have to tell you, football has no connection to the Bible. Baseball, however. That knows anything other than what the first pitch they're going to throw is. Because after they throw the first pitch, everything changes. And then they have to decide what the second pitch is going to be. The Bible is an open book with lots of space between the lines and lots of space between the words. Why? Because we believe in a living and dynamic God. But we have to have a starting place, a story from which to work. And that is the Scripture. And we need to know that story.